Welcome on in, everyone. Just sharing a couple more links and then we'll get started. I decided I wanted to do a quick rework and I got it 99% the way there. So we will finish it and we'll go from there. So we'll finish it, put it in the game, see if it looks better than what we had before, and then go from there. All right. I think that's the last one. I think we're good there. Twitch is still broken. I can't seem to figure out why Twitch doesn't want to stream. Yeah, I can't for the life of me figure out why it says I'm offline, but it's also still actually counting up the stream. For category. Put it under art. Tags. Game development. Done. Let's see if that works. Refresh the page. There it goes. So there we go. I fixed the bug with Twitch. I just needed to go into the settings and put some manual input and set categories. Maybe because it didn't have a category, I didn't know what to do with it. Not that a lot of people watch Twitch anyway, but I do get the odd complaint. Hello, Tomboy. Welcome in. And I think I had a person follow me on YouTube, but we are a little ways away from anyone coming in on YouTube. So we're live. I sent out all the links, I think. There's freaking like 15 places I got to drop my links at. It's kind of a pain in the ass. I don't know if my mines went through, actually. I think I forgot mines. Let me get that. Feds knocked on your door today. Too much Fed posting there, Tomboy. Quote the post. live, by the way. Put a link. Maybe Buddy will see it. Fear Goblin. He's usually pretty good for that. And I'm just going to share one more link and then we'll get back to work. I was so busy with doing rework stuff that I did not get this stuff set up. Let's see here. This guy. That guy. I got the harbor set up on Twitter. It's got 400 views already. That's pretty damn good. That's pretty damn good. All right. Sorry about this delay here. Who's talking? I think it's mostly Tomboy. Comfy's in. Welcome in. Appreciate you stopping by, dude. Yeah, we're just getting the last bit of shit sent out, and then we should be good to start messing around with stuff. It's just a little bit annoying, but we will get through it. I want to go into this. And okay, we're good. Fuck it, let's go. So I got this tree here in Unreal Engine real quick. We're almost done this, so we're just going to finish it. We open up Unreal Engine. You got the tree here, and I think the leaves look a little bit too thick and a little too fake. And we can just open this up. There's our leaf texture. And it doesn't look awesome. You got a little bit of this going on here with the alpha map. And it's just, it doesn't really look like a tree. So I'm hoping with the new texture that we just made, where I just added a little bit more detail and actually a little bit less leaves, this just feels a little bit more realistic. Yeah, I think for the most part, this is acceptable. So let's try and punch it down the pipeline and see what happens. Let me get my Rumble Studio page open. And then somebody. Let's see here. So this is correct. We want to change this to the proper format. And Targa should be clean and easy to do. I think we can get away with a 1024. I don't think it needs to be smaller than that. So this is the O2. So we're just going to put it in here. Targa file, everything should be good. We just hit export. It's done in like 2 seconds because it's a super cheap texture to render. And then we can just come over here. Now the placement of the branches are in the exact same spot as they were before. I just added more detail. So that should translate really nicely. This looks almost like a shitty, like an early 2000s, like Deus Ex kind of texture, super flat and baked on and just not very convincing. So I'm hoping that this new texture is going to make a big difference in terms of quality. Flora. Does this look like it has the tree right there? So we'll import the new one. In that section there, substance. 2. And we want these in the scene. They're right next to each other, which makes that really easy to read. You want that to be a mask. So there's our old one. That's our new one. Pretty significant difference. So let's do a couple things to make the colors match a little bit better. We're going to come into here and we're going to just grab this. So we could put this on top of everything here. Give it like a nice soft yellow like that. Change it to a soft light. Oh shit, we want to make sure we're on base color. Something like that. Let's see what that looks like. Okay. Re-import. Okay, so that did not work as cleanly as I expected. It kind of washed the whole thing out. If we change that to overlay. If we change that to tint. Something like that. Let's see what that looks like. That looks pretty good, actually. Okay. Come back into Unreal Engine. Re-import. Okay, so that looks like that. That's pretty close. The only thing I don't care for is the wood looks a little flat on the branches compared to this one. This looks a little bit more realistic. It looks like we lost a little bit of that. Wondering if I can get that back. Let's go into here. Set to overlay. Let me turn that off for a sec. What if we stuck that in there? That gives that just a little bit more realistic of a feeling right there. Okay, that looks better. Let's try this again. Oh, let's get the music going. But yeah, I think that's going to be good. It's always good to match the color that you were working with before. Otherwise, you're going to... yeah, that looks much, much more realistic. Trees are a little bit of a brighter green now. You can maybe darken that a bit. I don't know if we need to, though. Let's do it a little bit. Let's just take our green here. Let's go a little bit more down the dark path. Good enough for me, okay? So now we can go in here. Let's just make sure we re-import these as well. Then we can go into our tree branch here. Just plug that in. Boom. That immediately looks different, right? We're going to take our grass down a little bit here. That's a little excessive. The emissive. Set that to 0. Try that out. The normal map. Want that all to look like that. We hit save here, and then we take a look at our tree. And it's a pretty significant difference. While maintaining more or less the same overall appeal, it looks less solid. So I think that's a pretty good upgrade, to be honest. Though it is just a texture swap, I do want to see if I can actually... We got rid of the emissive altogether. What happens then? That actually looks pretty cool. What does that look like in engine though? I'm gonna go into select mode here. It looks more like a normal tree. I'm gonna say that's an upgrade. Let's just take a quick screenshot. Right there. Save it. It's not really a fair comparison because I have it in the what do we do here? Let's just do this. This is a more fair comparison because we took the other one in the editor as well. So, I mean, it looks fine in there, but let's just see. We'll open these up. At the end of the day, we're only comparing ourselves to what it was the other day. So this is what it was this morning. And this is what it is now. I'd say it looks a lot more realistic. One's before and one's after, I'd say that looks a lot more realistic. What do you say, chat? I like that a lot better. You'll also notice this frame rate is like ridiculously smooth. We did a really good job on that instancing. It really helped a lot with performance. That is based off of the old leaves. That's based off of the new reworked leaves we just did, and it looks great. Some older style leaves. Yeah. I would say we did okay. There's not a whole lot of deviation in like the depth. Or if I come in here, there seems to be a little bit more like shadow going on compared to the actual game world, but I think that's just I don't know what that is. Tangent space normal. We turn that off for that. I add that here. Look like I can. So it is what it is. How much money for one slave? 10 shekels. I'm just kind of curious. What happens if I turn this on? It kind of breaks it. So what this does is if I save this really quick, this puts like a front side and a back side on, and it gives it tangent space. So what happens is for certain things, it makes it look more realistic and gives it more shadows. But for other things like grass, it can kind of make it really dark and ugly looking. And you're about to see in a second. We just hit minimize. Can you see how dark that grass looks now? Is it the worst thing in the world? not necessarily. But as you can see here now, we have a lot more variety in the color of the leaves. And it just looks a little bit more interesting on the canopy of the trees. The only problem is it doesn't really translate that great for like the grass. Because now the grass just has this really like sort of dark color to it. That's not really supposed to have. So it would be nice if I could save that. Then fix that over here. But it doesn't seem like I can actually fix that. There's only so many things I can tweak. If I were weird, decided I want this to be default. Level of weirdness do I do with that? Just out of curiosity. Instead of making that a piece of foliage. Well, this goes back to normal. But then this guy here looks exactly the same. Okay. So that's dumb. Alright, so that's good enough. Let's go and do some throwing axe stuff. So we ran into the issue the other day. Last week, we got the throwing axe to throw, but it doesn't. It kind of hits. We can see the hit registration activate when it hits the wall or hits an object, but it doesn't seem to actually fire anything off or do anything that it's supposed to. Just do a quick save here. So we're just gonna do high here. And we're just gonna use our debug tool. And as you can see, we can throw an axe, sort of, but it doesn't actually do anything. So, what's going on? Alright, so that just spawns the character. And that's it. So that's fine. Let's look at our weapon blueprint. So according to projectile weapon, we're going to see if it implements interface of the hero, which is the player character. Or we could do the owner. The owner of the axe. Does it equal the owner of the axe? If true, nothing happens. If false, it will apply damage. Destroy the actor. Say hello. That's the problem there. You can't destroy the actor before it spawns, because if the actor's destroyed, then none of the code will fire because the actor's destroyed. So maybe I gotta do it like this. Maybe that's the bug. Spawn in the throwing axe where it was. Print string hello. Destroy actor, okay. So at the very least, I want to see a hello. So we're not even getting a hello. Okay. So code isn't firing correctly. Let's get this guy here. And we're going to do a stop. And then on here, we're just going to get on projectile stop. We just want to force its rotation. Set actor rotation. Right there. Then we just want to get the normal from the impact point. Then we're just going to go rotation from X. Something like that. So on the projectile stop movement, it should stick to where it is. Then we don't need to destroy the actor anymore. Okay, compile and save. Let's see what happens when we do this. I hit the wrong button. Yeah. What to do? I'm not sure. Hey, Cool Frog, welcome on in. Timo, thanks for stopping by. A little late. Let's see here. That's a pretty good collision box. But it doesn't seem like it actually hits anything. Let's go and look into the code. Let's break this up a little bit more. So, under the projectile weapon here, let's put a print string in here instead. And we're just gonna try and find out where this thing gets stuck and how we can make it unstuck, okay? So we're gonna throw... Doesn't seem to register anything. Okay. Take a look at our weapon collision here. So it's supposed to block. Let's just make it visible. Make it super yellow. Go to our viewport. Click off of it. You can see the box there. Go to our throwing axe here. Should be able to see it when we throw. Do we see a box around the axe? Yes, we do. You know what? Maybe it's because of this collision setting. Now, why is that doing that? So that can go into there. Then we can go and block all. Yeah, and it wants to snap that there. Why is that a thing? Let's look at our project settings. Maybe that's our issue here. Default response. Block. Accept. Close that down. Go to our weapon selection here. Go to our weapon collision. It's fine. Ignore the shield. I think we want to ignore the shields. No, we do not, actually. Do an overlap. Collision. Okay, so now this guy here block all. Now that is set to the block section. It should hit it. The question is, what happens if I open this? Let's see. Let's test this out first. Let's see if this hits. Nope, that doesn't seem to matter. So what do we do about that? So, we're getting no hitting on this thing whatsoever. Why is that? Let me look up something online quick. Something. Let's see here. So, our projectile weapon just phases through things. So we're gonna go Unreal for projectile weapon. Foolish. That's not what I want. Projectile. No collision. Turn collision off on the static mesh. See what that does. Play. So still no sign of any hit result. What if we change this to instead of weapon collision? Instead of block, we'll do overlap events again. From here. Event begin overlap. Plug that in there. I think that's it, right? That looks okay. Oh, it doesn't like this. Okay, let's see what that does. Hey. All Rumble streams are dead. What do you mean? I can see a synth. Is my mic's working. I don't know, must be on your end. Let's see here. Let's play test this. Okay, so now we are getting the hello. Though it doesn't seem to happen when it hits the mesh. Happens when it hits the ground, among a couple other things. Which is interesting. I kind of want to just see the projectile like bounce off of something. Should bounce is activated. And it should block world static. Which this thing is world static. So it should be blocking that object. Which means it should be impossible for the throwing axe to phase through. Weapon collision. So what's going on? Yeah, it just goes right through it. It doesn't, You see that? So it shouldn't be ignoring the wall. It should be hitting the wall and bouncing off. But it seems to just ignore it. So maybe there's something in here that has to do with collision. Sweet collision. Maybe it's something to do with this. If true, movement uses sweet collision tracks. If false, collision effectively teleports to the destination. Note, when this is disabled, movement will never generate blocking collision hits. So I think this thing is causing it to bypass the Oh, you're talking about views for Rumble or down in general? Probably. I think it's honeymoon phase a little bit, and then they go on Rumble and they're like, oh, it's got way less features than YouTube. So they go back to YouTube. So, yeah, that's believable. But I think also it seems like internet traffic slows down around Christmas holiday time anyway. People are spending more time with family. Could be another element, but yeah. I thought you were saying like there's a technical issue. But no, you're talking about engagement. Yeah. I think they said they're working on something like that, but like with their team, it could be months away. What is going on? Unreal 4. Not a lot of settings here. Let me see if I can search projectile in here. Nope. Let me look up VR stuff. Hold on a second. Someone noted they have a VR headset and it activated their VR stuff. So I'm trying to see if I can disable VR quickly, but I can't figure it out. Navigation, physics. I got nothing. Let's see what we can... So this guy's having the same issue we are having. Okay, I got an idea. I think I know what he's doing. We're gonna go to the projectile weapon. Gonna delete this. Delete that. Put the static mesh as the default route. On component hit. I'll save. So it says this thing only takes from the root, which if that doesn't have a collision, then we need to fix that. So we're just going to use the collision of the axe. Let's see what happens. Does this bounce? There it is. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we figured it out. Okay, so that was the problem. Is there a turning component here? Rotating movement. Okay, we're gonna actually come in here. We're gonna copy this, delete it, bring it over here, and paste in here. It's gonna take a second. Or it's gonna crash. Let me see here. Control Shift Escape. Suspended. back, baby. All right. So we got this rotating movement. On event spawn, I guess. We'll add a custom event. Right there. We're going to call this rotate X. Set rotation. Rate. You got to get rotating component. Right there. And maybe we can even do like an ease. R interp. Add time scale. Yeah, add timeline, sorry. So we're just going to come in here. Go into update here. We're going to set this into our system here. We want to add a float chart. We want this to be over the length of half a second. And we can just add a key there. We're going to set that to 0 and 0. Add another key there. Set that to 0.5 and 1. Compile and save. And we can just call this track time. Doesn't really matter. I go to the event graph, and then we want to do an ease. And this is our alpha. We're going to plug that in. There, alpha there. We want to be exponential out. Our starting one is going to be 0, and then our finished one is going to be whatever this is now. You just copy. Doesn't work. Okay. Let's just, we got to do one at a time. So X is 0.5. Y is 20,000. Z is 0.5. So upon that, should fire up, and then we can just take our rotating movement and set that to 0. Or 180, I guess, is what it is. Something like that. And then upon hit, we get our rotating movement component. Or better yet, what we should do here is promote this to variable. Call this projectile. rotation. And its default should be the default here, which is, we're just going to zero this all out. Open up the throwing axe here. Grab the weapon here. Set that in there. And then we'll just change the default. 0, 0, and 0. There we go. So now the throwing axe has the proper rotation settings. But then when we hit our thing, we want to change our rotation rate to 0. So we're just going to go here, set rotation rate 0, and just immediately kill it. Compile, save. Let's see what happens. Throw. There it is. Stuck to the object. Doing what it's supposed to. Just not rotated the correct position. So, we need to fix that. So we got this actor rotation here. And maybe this isn't correct. Maybe we need to go make rotation from y-axis. Compile and save. Let's see what that looks like. Boom. Not quite right. So let's try the z-axis. Make rotation Z. Plug that in. Let's see what happens now. Boom. Well, that's the closest one we've had. Let me see collisions. Show collision. So what is it hitting that makes it want to stick that far out? I think it hits the thing and then it flips the rotation around. But the pivot point is on the axe handle and not on the blade. So that might be an issue with me. Where is the static mesh? Oh, there is no static mesh. Viewport. So I can't actually change this position because that's where the collision is. It's the root of the scene. The arrow I don't think we need anymore. Get rid of the arrow. So we need to make sure that the axe is sticking out like it's supposed to. So we need to rotate it 90 degrees. So we need to do a delta rotation. And we want to add 90 degrees here. Plug that in there. And then we're going to just set actor location. We'll do a teleport. And then we just want to get the location of the thing we hit. Just to kind of make sure that all stays consistent. So it doesn't like float outside of the wall. And let's see what happens here. Boom. So that's almost perfect. It's just the wrong direction. So instead of 90, we're going to go minus 90. Compile, save, play. Perfect. The only problem is I don't care for how much that sticks out. So we need to get it a little bit closer to where it's hitting so that it sticks in the thing we're throwing it at, right? So get actor rotation. From here, we want to get the forward vector. And then we're going to multiply this by a float. Then we can set this float to a value of, I don't know, 50 for now. Then we're going to add the plus vector. And we want to get our actually what I can do here is I can get rid of this. Put this down here, plug this in here. It's the same value because we just set the actor. Then we just do this, and then we just get actor location, or we can just get this location value here, which is virtually the same. Set actor location. The target is ourself. Teleport. Okay, let's see what this does. Oh shit. My mic got muted. Sorry, guys. Yeah, Tomboy, have a good one. We're gonna step out for a sec. Sorry, guys. I didn't realize my mic was muted. I don't know why I muted my mic. It wasn't muted earlier. But I guess I maybe farted or something and I didn't want you to hear it and I forgot to turn it back off. So I'm going to step out for 2 seconds and then we're going to fix the axe. So it's sticking to the wall. It's doing what we want it to do. But I can't get that position because it's consistent enough. So what I'm going to do is we're going to program a line trace upon hitting that wall that's going to shoot at the wall, find that location spot, and snap the axe position to that location. And that should fix the axe problem. But I got to step out for 2 seconds for a quick break, and then we will tackle that when I get back. Sorry about the mute. I guess you guys didn't mind because I'm still getting decent people watching. But yeah, appreciate you guys stopping in. And yeah, we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to fix that thing. I am back. Let's see what we can do here. Background music is on. Appreciate all of you guys coming. So yeah, we need to create a line trace. Let's go ahead and add an arrow. Because an arrow is a good element. And instead of this, we do want to set the actor location, but we do want to figure it out via line trace. So we're going to get our arrow component here. We're just going to take it to the throwing axe. No, we don't. We don't need an arrow. We're going to do a line trace. We're going to start on the location. So we'll just get actor location. Actor location. Right there. And then we just need to get the forward vector of the actor. Get actor location. Get forward vector. Get forward vector. Okay, so that's going to be the forward direction. We want to multiply that value. That value by, we'll do 100. It's very long, but the point of a line trace is to hit something. So being excessively long means we're just more likely to hit our target. So yeah, we want to do that. And then, of course, we want to go plus vector, and add that to our location. Debug type for duration. Visibility. Trace color, hit, draw time, 5 seconds, sure. And then from here, we want to break hit result. Find the location. Lock that in. And let's see what that looks like. Hit play. Boom. And you see how that is? That's snapped right there. It should be consistent on all of them. It's actually not very consistent. Depends on what angle we hit it on. Interesting. That's just sloppy collision. That's not, You know what? I'll take it. I can force it to hit. Okay. I'll take it. So, the next thing we want to do is... I think that's good enough. And then what we want to do here is... we need to do once. On this, because we don't want this to apply damage more than once. Do once. Complete. And we don't need to reset it. We can get rid of this. I don't think we need the drawstring anymore for this. And I want to create another thing here. So we're going to add another component. We're going to call it a sphere collision. And we want the collision to be overlap all dynamic, and then just custom overlap all dynamic. Change that to custom, so it's pretty much overlapping everything except for these two. Whatever, we'll just make it overlap everything. And what we want to do here is actually turn the collision off. Compile and save. Then we can just go to our throwing axe here. This is the landed one. We don't want the landed one. We're going to get rid of the landed. So there's our little caps, our little sphere collision right there. We're going to change this to, I don't know, 45. Just so it's a little bit bigger. And then on event begin overlap, we're going to destroy, we're going to do a print string. And this is going to be like, this is in replacement of adding it to the inventory. So we're just going to go picked up throwing axe. Axe. And then destroy actor. Delay. 0.2 seconds. Destroy actor. Like that. Okay. That's pretty nice. But there's something wrong here. There is no collision. We turned the collision off. So what do we want to do here is we want to actually set this here, where we're just going to grab our sphere, call this pickup collision. And what we want to do is just go and set collision enabled. Query only. And then of course for here, we also want to filter. And actually what we want to do here, we're going to do a custom. We want to ignore everything except for the pawn. So we only care about the player character picking up the axe. We do not care about anything else. So we're going to come in here and we're going to go ahead and do a filter here. So we're just going to go do a branch. And we want, if it's true, then it's good. So we want the actor, is it equal to the owner of the object, which we set in the thing. So does it equal the owner? If yes, picked up, throwing axe, duration, boom, bing, bang, boom. And then we also need to get the rotation to work. So we have a little event here for rotate axe, but what we don't have is something to actually trigger that event or fire it off. So upon throwing our axe, we're going to do a cast to weapon. And then from this weapon, we need to move some stuff over here. From this weapon, we just gotta move some stuff. So, yeah. Take this guy, or sorry, we want to do the rotate thing. The rotate axe function. And that should work. Compile. Save. Hit play. Let's just throw one out. Okay. Let's try this. Compile and save. That worked. More or less works, and now I can pick up the throwing axe. You see that? I can now pick them back up. The only problem is that rotation rate sucks, a fat one. Go to projectile weapon, and I think that's because we fucked up the... we changed a bunch of the settings. So we want to find our rotation rate up here. I think it's the red axis. No, I think it's the Y axis. Let's see what that looks like. Hit play. I do not see it Okay, so the axe does stay on the ground. So it does stop when it hits the ground. It just doesn't, we just don't really have a way of aiming right now. Which we will fix. Can I stick the bunny? I don't think the bunny has a collision. Let's see here. Yeah, he doesn't have a collision. There he goes. Let's see if we can stick the bunny. There it is. We stuck the bunny. Now I can't walk through it, but it's fine. It's just for testing. So the rotation isn't working. Let's go to our event graph here. Let's get rid of this ease function. And just get our project rotation. And let's see if we can get this thing spinning again. Because we're like 80% of the way there for this side of the function, which is just figuring out how to fire a projectile. There we go. That feels pretty good. And then pick up the throwing axe. All right. So the axes are in there. They're just kind of buried in there. But I can still grab them. Makes me wonder if the collision of this thing is kosher. Let me take a look at this. Yeah, it's not the most clean of collisions, if I'm being honest. What would be the best way? Stuff, what's up? And Silver, welcome in. Welcome in. Silver's on YouTube. Thanks for watching, friend. We got the axe mostly figured out here. I just need to fix the collision on this thing, maybe? I don't know. The collision doesn't look awful. But right there, is where the axe gets buried because it hits that and it falls through. So what if I were a genius here and we went into collision? Just deleted this collision. Then went, added a collision. Grab this guy. Shrink. Something like that. Yeah. Hit W, hit Control W, and it duplicates it. I think it's in the same axes, so I think it's fine. Let's do a little bit of that. It's a little high off the ground, so we'll fix that here. That. And yeah, we want to shrink this in a bit. We don't want the door to be so tight that it there we go. Okay. We just take this again, hit Control W one more time, shrink this down, pull it up to about here. It's over. Make it a little wider. How have you been, Stuff? I don't think I've caught you in a couple Rocket League streams, but I haven't chatted a whole lot. There we go. This is a super basic collision, but if everything sticks out here, when you throw an axe, it's just gonna float, which is better than it being hidden into the rock, I think. So we just save that, hit play. If I were to test this, boom. It looks great. Now it all just stays out. Maybe we can snug that in a bit. So that we can just grab all of these. Like that. Hit play. I'm not going to do this for every surface, but yeah, that looks pretty accurate. Boom. I feel like it should rotate more, but it looks pretty good. It's just when it goes out here, it just looks really weird. So we just got to fix that rotation rate, but that's just a matter of this here. Let's go to Stinner here. try this. That's why all this shit was backwards from before. I didn't put that together. File and save. Because like the forward vector wasn't working, I had to use the right vector, but that's because the mesh is 90 degrees off. I forgot about that rule. What? You guys see what's happening here? Pew, 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 pew. Look at the beautiful rows. They also can bounce if they fall, so that works out actually. So let's see here. What do we need to change? I guess it is still get right vector. I don't know why that is not working correctly. Hit play. Where's it going? No. Actually, this isn't incorrect. Hit forward vector. File. Save. We need to go to our projectiles settings. We want our initial velocity. Settings to mean something. And this here. So this is set to 1 on the y-axis because we had to compensate for that other shit being broken. Let's do that instead and let's see what happens. So this thing wants to spin like that. And I think that's due to how we place the axe in the level. Yeah, you see how this is laying downward now? So we need to rotate it 90 degrees. And we need to rotate it on the X. So if we open this up, we want to change our rotation rate to our X value. like that. And we want to just set our... This is because we snapped this to the position, so all the offsets we made on this are invalid. We want to set our rotation here. We need to do a delta rotator on this. So we're just going to put in a delta. And we want to rotate it on the y-axis 90 degrees. Okay, let's see what happens. Hit play. Boom, 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 boom. That wants to fall straight to the ground. Okay. So, we have a fundamental problem with the position of our axe. So we're going to change its pivot point in Maya, and then re-import the static mesh into Unreal Engine, regenerate its collisions, and then maybe we can fix it through that way. Because what's happening right now... is we're rotating the projectile, but rotating the projectile is also changing the direction the projectile moves in. So we can probably tell the projectile to go in another direction. But the problem with that is we're just making this more complicated than it needs to be. And what we can do instead is just fix the original position of the file, and we shouldn't have any problems. Now, is there a weapons here? Save. So there is our projectile weapon right here. And what we want to do is just rotate this like so. We're going to isolate this, turn our grid on. We should be able to just snap that into position. And then we want to, I don't know, maybe have it out like that. Up like that, okay? Now this is going to fuck everything. But it'll be fine because it'll fix it. We'll fix it and we'll set it to the correct settings. But it's initially it's going to fuck everything. But then then we'll be able to actually get it much more accurate than what we're at. So long term good. But yeah, it's gonna fuck some shit up. MC weapons, throwing axe, export selection. Come back into here. Shit. Go in here. I don't think I can do it that way, actually. We gotta go in the old-fashioned way. We got our throwing axe right here. We are going to re-import it. It's going to be like this. Look at how nice and pretty it is. How it's facing the correct way. Everything is fantastic. We're going to redo our collision here. So we're going to remove a collision. And then add a simplified box collision. That. You don't need anything more than a box collision for this. Okay. Upon that, you can close that out. We go into here. And what we want to do here is we do not need to do a delta rotator on this anymore. Just set the actor rotation. this rotation. All of that should work pretty good. Note, this says we don't need this. Look at that. We don't even need that. That's just a waste of time. So we can just do that, and that saves us a node there. So we can compile, save. Then what we want to do here is go to our projectile weapon here. And we probably have to fix this. So we're going to go in here. And we're just going to get rotation from X. And we're going to have to redo this test again. So we're just going to do that to start. That should all snap to. Okay, let's see what we got here. Go into our rotating element here. And we want to get rid of the Z-axis. And we want to set this to the Y-axis. I don't know. We're going to have to test it, and we'll see what's broken. It kind of works. Don't it? I'm not getting any of my axes back. Okay. Let's go in here. Let's get rid of this line trace section here. Let's see what happens here. Just for right now. There it is. That looks pretty good. Just 180 degrees off from where it's supposed to be. So we'll just add a delta to that. Okay. Just come in here, we'll just do a delta. And we want this to be 180 degrees off here. And maybe 30 degrees here. Let's just see what happens. Compile and save. That's pretty much perfect. Just the wrong way. Okay. So we want this to be minus 30. Compile and save. Play. There it is. I mean, I don't hate that it's floating above the ground. I think we got the wrong direction, though. So let's fix that. So we want to go, this is not the right way. We want to rotate it on the Y. And we want to go 30 degrees this way. Okay. I hit play. And that's a perfect throwing axe. I hit 1 here. That looks perfect. Yeah, that's fine. The landscape is just inconsistent. What is the landscape? If I could just filter the landscape to bounce. What kind of collision is the landscape? I think the landscape collision is just... collision presets. It's just a world static. So I'm pretty happy with how this is working outside of the rotation rate. So let's go look at let's turn off our rotation. Let's go into our variables here. Let's just set this to 0. Let's see what happens at a 0 rotation rate. How does the axe look? Does it look like it's moving straight in a straight line? Yes. That looks like the correct rotation. So that element is correct. I can't get that collision. So that element is correct. So what's the... Oh, no, actually, that's not a collision, is it? That's because we changed our pivot. We'll delete that, it's fine. Let's see if I can... just move that over. That, so I can walk into the room. So what do we need to do here? We need to be able to hit... Our rotation is not set up correctly, right? So... if we go in here, let's just set our X to 5 gorillion. What happens to this? Let's put this into the world level. Change that out to this. And the correct rotation should be the y-axis. You want it to move negative. So we want to go negative y. According to this. So let's go ahead and look at our rotation rate. Right here. Minus 500. just to see what this does. Is this noticeable? Maybe it's rotating so fast that I can't see it properly because the frame rate is 60 frames per second. Yeah, that looks noticeably fast. Like, that looks perfectly acceptable in terms of speed. What if I slow it down even more? I'm wondering if it's just a speed issue and it's causing like a visual bug. Because it doesn't look like it's properly spinning. Wait, what? Was I doing the wrong one the whole time? Why is the projectile shit so jank? Oh, I was editing this. Which doesn't matter. Because we're setting it up here. No wonder it looks so frickin' jank. So yeah, we want to do it here. We want this to be minus 50. Pile and save. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, that's weird. I thought we were... I don't know what we were changing. Alright, so that's not doing anything. Let's give it a little bit more balls. Minus 5,000, 50,000, 500,000. Compile, save, go. Play. That looks much better. It's too fast, but it looks much better. So let's take this down by magnitude of 10. Yeah, that looks really good. It's still too fast, but we're getting there. It's no longer doing this janky, wonky nonsense, right? Let's do 5,000. What does 5,000 look like? That's perfect. That's perfect. That's perfect. That's perfect. Okay. Now we can do a little bit of here. So we can make this like 20. Make this 15. So it's not as laser straight. And now we're going to get a little bit of wobble. See if we can up that wobble a little bit more. 200. We should compile that. My bad. But as you can see now, we're starting to get a proper axe. That looks really good. Okay. Now, let's see if we can kill something with the axe. Let's make sure the damage is being applied correctly. So let's go into our blueprint. Character, AI. We'll do the bear, because the bear's fun. We'll drag the bear onto the scene. Do a little bit of that. And then what we want to do here is go into AI components, find the bear tree, and instead of this, we're going to do another selector here, and he's going to wait. And this effectively just lobotomizes the bear so that he's not going to see you, he's not going to engage in an attack and try and attack you. He's just going to stand still and get his ass kicked, basically. And this is just for weapon testing or damage testing or decals or whatever, right? So there's the bear. He's focused on us, but he doesn't actually see us. And you can see he's making crunchy noises. And he dies. So we can technically kill him. The only problem is the axe doesn't actually stick to the target. So we need to figure that out. Somehow. We need to figure that out. How do we figure that out? We need to attach it. So attach. And then we need to do the parent. So that is who's getting hit. We need to do a branch check here, actually. So we're going to do a branch. Branch. And then we need to make sure, does this thing equal... Then just make sure that it is master AI. Like that. So if it's a master AI, that means it's an AI. If that's the case, then we want to attach. We need to cast to master AI. Cast to master AI. That is true. I'm gonna get the mesh. And find closest bone. Right there. The location is the location of axe. And then we can just go attach. Attach actor to component. Like so. Target self. Keep all that the same, I guess. And if it's false, I guess just do nothing. Just let it stick. Let's see if this works. Hit play. If I throw my axe there, it still stays in the wall like it's supposed to. Throw it at the bear. Let's try attach to actor. Actor to actor. Oh, look at that. I can do this. I can do this. Let's see what that does. Does that work? Because I think it's looking for a scene component. We're doing damage to him. Interesting. Hey, Happy, what's up? We're having a little bit of an issue here. I think it's this check. I don't think that's a good check. We're gonna do does implement interface. Does implement interface right there. Let's try this check. See if this filters better. BPI enemy. We want to see if that does have the BPI enemy. If it does, then it should go to the master AI, and that should work as a good filter. I cannot tell. We're just gonna kill him. So what's happening is I think the attach location rule. Keep world. What does that do? Because I think what's happening is it's snapping to the bone and it's not, it's getting buried in his face. Yeah, you see that now? Now it's rotating to him. Now when I rotate, it's following him. But it's not stained to the bone. So it's kind of working. What's going on? Oh, I'm standing on a cord. So it's kind of working. But it's ignoring his... Okay. So that isn't correct either. So keep relative doesn't really work because it snaps it to a weird position. I think we'll leave that alone. What happens to that? Because I feel like that's just going to stick inside his brain. Whoa! What? Get axed, bitch. So what's going on here? What if I got rid of this? What happens there and we just go world? Because it should stay where it is. I just want it to... I want it to just move with the bone that it hits. Machine gun throwing axe. So, what is the right answer here? We're close, but we're not quite there. I'm not sure what the right answer is. How to attach... Attach actor to actor. Attaching an actor to an actor. Let's type in throwing knife. I wanted to keep the world. I wanted to keep all the world data, but I want it to attach itself to the AI, but I want it to also hit the right body type. But I think it's also, I might be just hitting the rib cage there. Even though it looks like the head. Let's go ahead and let's look at our throwing axe. Sorry, let's look at our main character. Right here. Let's just change our detectable variable. EETE right there, turn that off, file. What that does is it's just going to prevent the AI from seeing us all together. So now he's just stuck like that. Yeah, it just seems like it doesn't want to react or move. To the character, but if I rotate him, well, I can't rotate him anymore. Why doesn't he want to actually move? So how do we make that stick properly? I don't know. Still needs more goblins. Well, once we get the throwing axes in, we'll get the goblins going. Endless goblins. It's like a survival mode. I don't know why this doesn't attach. Arrow tutorial. Let's see what this does. Oh, it's fucking an hour. So... yeah, I don't know. Right here. Yeah, so this is incorrect. So this is what we had before, and this is incorrect because what this is going to do... oh, okay. Okay, so this is important. That's terrible. That's terrible advice. So I think what's happening here is this guy here is not finding a bone. And should be able to find ignore scale. It's fine. Let's see what happens now. Because it doesn't seem to want to attach to a bone. It's rotating. But it's not attaching to his bones. So I think we're going to call it here. I don't know how to fix this just yet, but I'm going to do some research. And then tomorrow, we're going to fix that. Get that attached properly to the skinned animal so that it, when he's moving and he's animating, the axes are staying roughly in the same position. And then what we want to do is yeah, I'm just wondering if it's coming up blank on find closest bone. Get actor location. Let's see what this does just real quick. I'm thinking it's not able to actually get the closest bone to the mesh. But let's see here. That's interesting. Print string, and let's just say stuck on here. See if this is even triggering, right? Okay, what if we, instead of doing that, we're gonna re-brain our bear here. And then we'll, let's try deleting him. Let's go into enemy basic here. And let's lobotomize this one. Selector, and just do a wait sequence. We should just wait, and then we can go into our AI enemies. Just spawn in Grunt. Grunts have the basic AI brain, so he should work. Just real quick and see. So it's rotating, just not going to the right spot. Let's see this here. Throwing axe, projectile weapon here. Let's go here and just do snap. Target. That should go to the bone. Let's see what happens here. Whee! I don't know where the axe went. I got it. I picked it up successfully. But it doesn't look like that worked either. So what is happening here? It does not, it says it sticks, but it does not actually attach to anything. What if we got rid of this? I don't think that would work, but let's just see. Like, it shouldn't make a difference. Yeah, you see how his head moved? What if we keep relative? What happens? Like it's rotating, but it's not actually rotating. I wonder if that has to do with the stop movement component. Spawn actor. I'm wondering if we need to destroy this thing. So yeah, we're gonna do this. And then if it equals, if the throwing axe equals an AI enemy, we're gonna spawn an thing. So we're just gonna come in here. We're just going to do a print string here. Just type in pick up. Throwing axe for fun. Destroy the actor. And what we want to do here is file and save. And we want to make sure this here is the default scene route. File and save. Work. Fine. Fine. Now these are both identical. That should be good. We can then come up into here and go to our projectile weapon. And instead of this, we are going to go ahead here and we are going to do spawn Actor from class. Throwing axe landed. Get actor transform. And we're just going to copy and paste the transform. Get the owner. Transfer all that data. Spawn it in. Plug that there. Oh shit. Plug that in there. Like that. And then we want to destroy ourselves, so we're going to destroy actor. I'm wondering if world. I'm wondering if the because we have a stop movement, that it's causing the it's saying we can't move. This thing's not supposed to move. It's supposed to stay stationary. And it's breaking things. So what we have to do is instead spawn a landed axe. That's virtually the same thing. Just going to Control C. We're just going to find our landed weapon. Right here. Go to our event graph. Just delete this. Just paste the code in here so it's identical. And what we can do is is it the owner of the weapon? If so, picked up throwing axe. Wait 0.2 seconds, destroy the actor. And then for the throwing axe projectile weapon here. Wait. Yeah, it's fine. We'll just destroy the actor. It should be fine. Let's see what happens. I don't know if this is going to work, but I feel like the reason why the axe doesn't want to move is because we told the projectile it's not supposed to. Yeah, it still doesn't want to, still doesn't want to attach itself to the bone. And I don't know where that throwing axe went. Static mesh, no collision. Let's see what that does. Because that shouldn't have a collision on it. So yeah, it's not sticking to his bones. So I don't think this makes a difference. So what we need to do is something else. I don't think we need to do the spawn thing here. It just doesn't want to attach to the bone. For whatever reason, I can't find the bone that I want to hit. It might be because of the location here. We don't want that anymore. Plug this in here. So if this equals BPI enemy, we want to attach the thing here. And we also want to... what is it called? On movement stopped. Right here. We're going to disable the collision. So we're just going to grab our static mesh. Set collision enabled. No collision. That easy, guys. So then you're not going to have that weird push result anymore. And then our location here, we want to go to our impact point. Then let's see what that does. Does that successfully attach to a bone? I'm wondering if it's just like defaulting to like the root. You see that? Now he doesn't get tossed anymore. But it looks like it's still trying to find its thing. What's going on there? So instead of snap to target, world, file, and save. Attach. What happens if we do this instead? I want it to be attached to the mesh, to the bone. The world for now. What happens if we do this? Does this work? We have an error. Target must have a connection. Static mesh. File and save. What happens? There it is. Did you see that? Now it's working. Now we just got to make it hit the thing that it's supposed to hit. So, snap to target. So that's just going to force it to snap to the correct location. Okay, guys, we are now cooking with gasoline. I don't care for that. We're close. I'm just off a little bit. Let's do... We're very, very close. We're just going to figure it out. Nice. Yeah, we got it. We're almost there, Marsh. So we're going to keep world. But what we want to do here is... get location. Bone location right here, silly. So we're going to go in here and we're just going to get set actor location. Set actor location. So that's gonna snap there, but we wanna alter the vector a little bit. So we're gonna go here and go plus vector. And what we want to do here is the scene, the axe wants to do the handle at the location, and we want to move it down the length of the axe. So what we want to do here is we're actually going to split the struct pin. And then from here, we're going to promote to a variable. And we're going to call this... rename this, call this length of rotating throwable. Because if we're doing something like a spear that's not going to be spinning, this value should just be 0, and then it's fine. But for something like a throwing axe or a throwing knife, it's a little bit more important that it's offset, right? So we're going to do that. We're going to get compile. And the length of this axe, approximately, I don't know if we can actually measure this. I don't know if there's a way we can measure this thing. (21 by 6 by 43). So I think 43 is the overall height. So if we do 37, that should be close. So we want to go negative 37. So let's find our projectile weapon. Go to our event graph here. Sorry, go to our throwing axe here. And under this, we want to go minus 37. That's going to be the approximate length of where we want. That'll be like right here, right? Compile, save, and then I also want to back it off a little bit. So we're gonna get our forward. We're gonna get actor. Rotation. Get forward vector. We're going to multiply this by a float, and we want this to be negative 30 for now. Let's see what negative 30 looks like. So it's basically what it's going to do is it's going to hit snap to the target, and then it's going to go back about 30 units away from the bone. Then we can just do a plus here. Vector plus vector. Plug that into that. Plug that into that, and we'll just teleport it. Upon teleportation, then we can attach to this. And obviously, we want to attach to the socket. Let's see what happens with this. Look at that. Look at that, chat. That is the perfect amount of stuck in his face. Look at that. Owie. Yeah, fuck you, bitch. And I can pick them all up. Like it's nobody's business. All right. We got it. Now, the bear is going to be a little bit more clumsy. Whoops, sorry, guys. Let's test the bear. He's going to be a little bit more clumsy. And I don't know how you fix that. But let's test the bear and see how it looks. What we could do is create a variable in the master AI for the offset distance. And so something like a bear that's got a really fat body, we can go, okay, this offset distance needs to be, instead of 30, we make it go like 60 or 70. And then that could do it. So we're going to go to AI quick. We are going to fix the basic brain so that it works properly again. Like that. And then we're going to lobotomize the bear one more time. Like that. Then we can just go into enemy wildlife. We'll throw the bear back in. And we'll see if this works. So it does stick. Just sometimes you're not going to see it. Poor guy. He's got little toothpicks on his face. So, what if we did this here? And we just created a new system. We'll put it in health, I guess. So we can just go ahead and add a variable. We're going to call this thickness. Yes, we're spelling it in internet, because why not? Have the meme while you can have the meme. I know I said I was going to do this tomorrow, but we'll put it under health. Because it is important. Your BMI is important for your health, right? So I think it was minus 30 was the traditional variable. But we'll just go to our projectile weapon here. Yeah. It's minus 30. So instead of that, we're just going to grab get thickness. Get your thickness. Plug it into there. Compile and save. Then we can just save this. This is just a stored variable. We're not going to use that in any real code. Then we'll just hit save all. It's going to have all the things that use the master AI. Needs an update. just double check this. Make sure our thickness is still minus 30. So then we just go to our bear. The bear is a little bit bigger, and we will make him in our health. Get his thickness down to minus 85. Minus 70. Let's try 70 and let's see what happens. What the hell happened here? There we go. Okay. Testing one more time. On the bear. Too much. It worked. It's just too much. So that's fine. We just got to fix it. Minus 50. See what that does. That should bring it in 20 units. Yeah. That's weird that that's now being a problem. See what 40 looks like. Because 30's too far in, but 50 is like 3 inches in front of his face. Okay. That's still too far out. It's close. But I guess we'll make it like 38 or something. Like, I didn't think it would be that nimble. I thought it would be a lot more broad stroke than that. Yeah, we'll do 35. I think that's a happy medium. You might get some that float a little bit, but it works. And then obviously we can test it on here. And all of that works as well. Okay, chat. I'm going to say we're good. So let's call it a day. And let's go see if we can raid somebody. That was pretty nice. That was a good day today. A long break and came back and we crushed it. Who's live? That guy's birthday is today. Probably not a bad idea to raid him. Who else is streaming? Fused is pretty good. Modern Warfare. I say we go visit Fused because he's it's his birthday. I don't really raid Fused too much, but he's a good guy. He does like got like a Final Fantasy thing going on. He's part of the Halo team. He's a good community member. The topless thumbnail I don't know about, but he's not topless on stream, so we'll go with that. That's what matters. Five, 4, 3, 2. Okay. So Ezekiel Maxwell mentioned that if you wait It works on the first try. You just gotta wait a few seconds. But let's go say hi to Fuse. Is he saying hi to us? And we will, I gotta get shit done. I got other shit to do. Alright, guys. Peace out. Have a good one.